Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Kei truck series from RC Empire, and welcome to the first start and first full test drive. Now in the last episode we took a look at this model for the first time and saw what was included in the box and how to set everything up, which to be honest was pretty easy. It's a simple kit and comes with everything you need. Like we said before, this is pretty much, I'd say, one up from a toy grade model, and you can swap out some of the parts if any of them break, like the linkages, and lower and modify the suspension and change the tyres and a few other bits on it too. But I think the appeal of this model is not in the performance or precision or technology, it's in the simple, fun scale look and feel of it. And that's in terms of driving it, in terms of the realism of the hard shell body, and even the bouncy suspension. And that's what people love. You can also personalize them, so respray them and add accessories, cranes, winches onto the back, and they just look so cool. So here we are with the battery fully charged, 100% box stock, and let's see what this thing can do. So we've got a few cones here just to play around with too. Power up the transmitter. Power up the truck, and you can see the lights there on the front stop flashing when the transmitter is bound, and there you go. Now remember, in the last episode we said that you've got this throttle rate button, so this is slow mode, and then if you click it on the transmitter it will go into turbo mode, and you can hear the differences in RPM, and we'll see what that looks like out on the ground in a second on our mini track area. Now again, exactly as we said last time, you really don't need a lot of space at all to enjoy these models. In fact, you could have half this amount of space and they'd still be fun, especially if you're just drifting it around. And this is what we've been saying for years in some of our other videos. It's not all about the crazy, fast, massive monster models that are coming out these days with 6S, 8S, 80-mile-per-hour monsters that you need masses of land to enjoy. That's fine if there's acres and acres of land and nice big flat open roads, but if you're in the city like us, it's difficult to get the most out of a model like that. Which is why my absolute favourite models are the classic Kyoshos and Tamiyas, and we normally build these to have manageable and raceable speeds, with normally a high-spec brushed motor and 2S lipos. But anyway, I've gone off on one, the WPL truck. Now this is in slow mode, punching the throttle and just setting the trim there. And you can see at full speed, it's so good. I could play with this here all day, and to be honest, that's all the speed you really need. Now let's go into turbo mode. Look at that! I don't know if it's coming across on the video, but that's so much more powerful. You've got a higher top speed and definitely a good bit more kick in the throttle. Whee! And that's what happens when you overcook it. And you could definitely 100% drift this thing. Honestly, when we first powered it up, I didn't think you would have enough power to kick out the back end. But on a wet surface with slightly less sticky or drift tyres, and even on a nice flat surface, you could drift this all day long. Plus the surface we've got here is kind of bumpy, and as soon as you hit a bump whilst turning, with the high centre of gravity, it's going over. But it's definitely got some speed on it, and I think around a nice small little track, 2 of these would be a super little battle. We'll put a link down below to one of my all-time favourite races, and that's how I'd imagine this to be. It's actually faster than it looks in the video. Another thing to note is just how small the turning radius is, which again makes for great drifting and great for using this on a small tight track. Okay, the steering is super slow, you can actually feel it takes a good few split seconds for the steering to centre again, but you get what you pay for, and for having fun that really doesn't matter at the moment. Now the real question is, where does this sit in relation to our other models and to the pro grade models? Well, I'd definitely say there's room for one of these in everyone's collection, if it's something that you like. However, I don't think it will ever replace a pro level or entry level hobby grade model. It's massive fun and I'd definitely buy more, but when you play with one of these and then pick up and drive a hobby grade model, straight away you think, oh yeah, there's no comparison at all. The hobby grade model is 100 times better in terms of performance, response, feel, robustness and toughness, and that even includes entry-level Tamiya models. If we were to go out to the countryside for a day of bashing and driving around and we had limited space in the car, I think this model is probably one I wouldn't take with me unless I was taking it to a real scale car show or to a proper RC drift event. I'd go for something more capable like a buggy or a truck or proper hobby grade crawler, and I'd keep this for just playing around with around the house or around garden or in a parking lot and taking it to flat areas just to drift and play around with. But I'd definitely buy another one of these. I absolutely love the scale feel of it and the speed. You can set up a tiny circuit anywhere, even in your living room, and just race around. And actually, from what I've seen, these are really good little drifters with some proper tyres on them. And some of the things people have done with them is amazing. Proper little drift trucks. But you need a nice flat surface or a proper track for that, which is fine, you can find one of those anywhere. I think we'll respray this with the airbrush and show you that in one of the coming videos. Maybe add some lights, a tow bar or hook, and some rope around the edges with a tarpaulin for the flatbed, and just mess around with it. And for £40 with this much fun, you can't complain at all. But that is it for now. We'll be back soon with another video featuring this great little truck and a few mods, as well as letting you know what we think about this after a month or so of driving. Before we go, please do head over to the RC Empire website and sign up to use all the amazing resources and tools we've got available there, because it's going to be an amazing community site and one which I hope will hugely help out the whole hobby community, and would love to have you being part of it. But that's it. I hope you saw something new, or maybe this video has sparked your interest in this truck. Please do subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching and see you soon.